Alright everybody, welcome back to another video. And from the title and thumbnail, you can see today I am teaching you how to change the mass airflow sensor in your 2014 and up, as long as you got a 2.5 Nissan Altima. So, your first step is always to locate your mass airflow sensor. 9 times out of 10, it is pretty close to the airbox. A lot of them have their own casings, like a whole entire box you got to change out that is circular. This one just so happens to be a little chip that you slip in there and screw those in. So, I have a new one right here in the box, ready to be changed out. Now, with these, you don't want to be banging them up a whole bunch. You don't want to be throwing them around or really ripping them up when you go to open this packaging. You want to be pretty nice to them because this is a little chip, a little reader, which will read how much airflow goes through the intake of your intake tube. Our next step is going to be to make sure these two are the same, which they are. Both of the screws are in the exact same spots. We're going to pull this plug off here. And we are going to compare that this plug looks the same as this one here, which they do. They're the exact same plug. So our next step is to unscrew the old one, screw this one on, and plug that back in. Now, if you do have it, I do recommend one of these little baby screwdrivers, because if you come here, as you can see, this first one comes out super easy, but you'll need a little baby screwdriver to fit in between here. Because if you have a full-size screwdriver, you're never gonna get in here and you're never gonna get it out. So if you can, or if you need to buy one, invest in a baby screwdriver. So your next step here is going to be taking your old mass airflow sensor and you're gonna pull it out. Now here, you can come and directly compare side by side to make sure that they are 100% the same as these ones are. Now, do not mess up and remember which one's your old one and which one's your new one, because if you get these two mixed up, you're fucked. So make sure you remember which one your new one is and set your old one very far away. Now, we come here, we take our new one, and we slip it down into place. And then, you take your screw, and you always hand thread them a little bit to make sure you don't cross thread, because cross threading really sucks. It really sucks really bad. Because if you cross thread these, then you're gonna play hell getting them out the next go round. But obviously, then you take it and you screw it down. I do need to use my little chode right here to get my back one, and then I will pop this clip back on and we'll be done. So like I said, now that we have both of these tight, you take your clip, pop it on, and that right there is how you change the mass airflow sensor on your 2014, could be 2012, 2011, I'm not entirely sure. As long as you have the 2.5 motor, that is how you will do it. It could vary depending upon the years, but that is how you do this specific car. Now, it is always nice to keep your old one around just in case. If your new one does completely malfunction or something of the sorts, and you do need to drive your car, you always keep the old one around. I take them, I open up a cabinet, stick it in there, close the cabinet, and pretend it doesn't exist. But this now has a brand new mass airflow sensor in it. Our very last step is going to be to make sure the car runs nice and smooth, and then we'll be good. Now, because this is my girlfriend's car, if you cannot tell, we will come in here you pop a squat, you come over here, you start your car, and you just make sure it runs nice and smooth. So, go over here, make sure to give it some taps, wiggle it, make sure that the plugs on there tight, make sure that nothing's gonna randomly make the car cut out. It's always good to give it a little wiggle test and not 100% trust your work. Always double check, but as you can hear, it's running flawlessly. The car's already warm. She already drove it all the way home from work. So it is all good to go. As you can hear, it's running nice and smooth. If you come in here now, we do have a check engine light. Now, I'm not entirely sure what this check engine light is for because it did not have it before. But I'm wondering if it's reading a proper mass airflow sensor now, so it's gonna freak out. But let's see. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot. These cars are weird. Open the door, icon comes on. Close the door, icon goes away. And that little icon is the same as the check engine light. Also, can we take a second to appreciate this thing gets 30.3 miles per gallon. Absolutely wild. But as you can see, we'll give it a little very smooth. She had an aggressive rattle right here, which we are no longer getting. So I would say it's a job well done. So if you needed to know how to change the mass airflow sensor on your 2014 Nissan Altima 2.5, that is how you do it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you in the next one. Peace out. Have a great rest of your night.